Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Zach. If you're new here, we talk about overlanding and tech, and today we're talking about a really affordable pod option for your vehicle. So in particular, I have a Toyota 4Runner, but a lot of people really like having these pod lights that either shine straight forward or shine into the ditch. So I teamed up with Harbor Freight and they sent me out these Roadshock lights, and I got the spot pattern because I think they're gonna be really helpful. Basically, what my thinking was is I have pretty good high beams and low beams, and I have really nice fog lights as well. So I wanted to have some lights that would fill out the top left and right corner of my light pattern. So that was kind of my thinking for picking the spots. These also are a bit of a combo. So they have a spot feature, but then on the sides they have little lights that basically shine into your ditch. So they're kind of like small ditch lights that also pair with those spots. So I thought it was a cool combo. It's a really affordable option. We've got an awesome wiring harness that's a super affordable option that you can purchase. So basically all this stuff is gonna be a great price point. It's basically plug and play, and all you're gonna really have to do is get some brackets for your particular vehicle. So whether you drive a Nissan or a Tacoma or a 4Runner, any of those options are gonna work just fine. Just make sure you pick out a good bracket for your vehicle. I have a 4Runner, so I chose to get the Caliraised LED low profile ditch brackets, I believe. And so far they've worked out great and they're pretty universal. So even if you decide you want to upgrade these lights in the future because maybe you want to have some more power or you want to spend more money on your pods, then those brackets are still going to be very helpful. So let's jump right into just looking at what comes in the box. We're gonna just look at the pods box and then what the wiring harness includes. It's gonna be pretty straightforward, but I just wanna show what comes in the box in case that's something that interests you prior to actually talking about the install. So let's jump right in and let's just check out what they include. Okay, so I already opened up this box, but this is the wiring kit that comes with the Roadshock LEDs. Sorry, it doesn't come with it, but you can purchase it in addition to the lights. And it's super slick because it has a built-in relay, a switch, a fuse, and the connectors to the lights, which the lights come pre-wired. So that's super awesome. So you literally just connect these two to your battery, and then you wire up this switch into your dash. And then this is the plug-in to your lights. So if you just have a light bar, you'd use just one of these. Otherwise, you use this included splitter if you have the two pods like I'm installing. So it's really slick, and then you just mount this relay on the side of your vehicle. So honestly, super nice little wiring kit, and I would recommend it unless you have like a already pre-designed wiring system where everything is already designed and laid out. So that's a super nice option to wire up the lights. All right, so and then here are the actual pods themselves. So each pod comes just like this, and then this is your plug. Then you have also one of these if you want to plug this into the female connector and then wire this into any sort of wiring system you may already have in your vehicle. And then it comes with this mounting hardware as well. So 2 Allen bolts and then this large hex nut and bolt with a locking nut to go on the metal mounting hardware. So each one also comes with that and, you know, wiring for both. So that's basically all that's included in this pack. I got the spot version. Spot with side lights. So I think you can get a flood, but this is the spot version. So each one of these, if we just wanted to put one of these brackets on for an example, this basically says left side and right side. So make sure that you put them on the right sides of the vehicle. So each one comes with this bolt, and in the instructions, it says for this part, if you look, it's got like this swooped section that needs to point forward with the lights. So you'll line it up just like that. Make sure you put your bolt through before you tighten it down. Make sure you put this bolt through with the head up above the mounting hardware before you tighten down the side bolts.
Otherwise, you're not going to be able to thread your bolt through correctly. So, and then the lock washer goes on the outside. So, thread the lock washer. Put this in the side here. Goes on correctly. And you can always just loosen these up and change the angle at which it points. So once you've got it on your vehicle and it's nighttime and you want to actually set how this is being aimed, that's a good way to do it. And then do the same for the other side. Now for the 4Runner's particular application, I bought these Caliraised LED mounting brackets, and these are pretty affordable. I didn't really know which ones to go with. There's Rago Fabrication makes some, Caliraised LED makes some, and I'm sure there's other brands that also make them, but this seemed to be a high quality brand, and so I have some other products from them, so I bought these light brackets. Basically, these are gonna mount right next to the hood of the vehicle. So this is like the back of the hood and it hinges up. So this mounts into those and then sticks right out the back in between where that like plastic vented area is on most vehicles. That'll stick out and then we can put this single bolt through on there. So that's how we're gonna do that. And now we'll just grab everything, let's go out to the vehicle and let's actually install this thing. And this is how I wired up the switch. So I basically, what you do is you grab right here on the plastic and right here and just yank. It's held in by plastic clips. Same with this top portion if you'd like to use this blank switch right there. But basically I chose the one down here, and I'm definitely gonna change this out for a rocker switch, but I just wanted to use their harness to show that you can use just their stuff if you want to. And I actually jammed this in sideways and it kind of pries itself into that opening, so it works out all right. So basically just feed it up into there, hook it in, and then I pushed it through the firewall, which if you can kind of see, there is the white clip that comes from the switch. And then I pushed it right up next to all those wires, which is a big hole in the firewall. So, and then I think I just shoved the cable, this is it right here, I just shoved it behind this plastic. There's definitely cleaner ways to do it, and I'm gonna come back and redo all this once I have an official electrical system for all my wiring. So, and then to just show how these brackets work, basically you have two bolts right here that help hold and stabilize your hood. And so you just take each one off one at a time. So I recommend doing this first one and then doing the next one. So you do the first one, tighten it down fairly tight, but then allow this to still swivel. And then you can turn it into place and then put this bolt in. The hood will slide up and down like this. So you have to make sure that you keep it in place. But if your hood is anything like mine, there's a very obvious dirt line. So I wasn't too worried about lining it back up because you can just line it back up with that dirt line and everything lines up along this seam. So then what I did is I just ran this cable back behind here, and then I just ran the cable, pushed it in there and ran it behind this big hinging metal part, because that's what holds the hood. And then the cable drops down here. I then ran the cable behind this plastic trim here, and honestly this is really, you can do kind of whatever. There's a hole in the firewall right here, but I chose to run it to the other side. So I literally just am laying it in here and then zip tied it to the back, which is just, there's a couple of lines back here, so I just zip tied it back there. And then it comes in on the right side, and I do the same thing here. And all of this I just wound up and put right in this area. So it's definitely not that clean, but it does the job. And then I connected the red and the black right here. So And then there is a relay that you need to connect in one of those holes on the side of the 4Runner. I just haven't done that yet, but it's pretty straightforward to install. Okay, so once you get it all mounted up, this is about how it looks. The bracket is going to come right along the hood here, and then each of the pods has a little label on it. And I don't know if I can get that in the shot, but this one says RH, and then the other side says LH. So the light is really harsh today, but hopefully that gives a decent image of what it looks like. And then what you're basically gonna do is point this straight forward, since these are the spot versions, and then they have little floodlights. That's what you do. And then I'm gonna show you how you actually hook it up underneath. Basically, I recommend using like a socket, or sorry, a ratcheting wrench, because it's really hard to get at that bolt once it's closed, and you're gonna have to get at it once it's closed so that you can properly angle this to where it needs to point. So
I hope this video was really helpful for you. I really wanted to show just a budget light option for your pods. While these maybe aren't the best lights out there, I think they're definitely a great bang for your buck. And honestly, a lot of times with these sort of lighting solutions, it really varies on what your use case is going to be, but I think that a lot of people really can get away with using these. You're not going to need to be absolutely flooding a trail or wherever you're at with absolutely crazy lighting. So just having this capability but not breaking the bank, I think is going to be really helpful for a lot of you out there. So if you found this video helpful, comment down below if you really think that this sort of lighting is helpful, and maybe there's certain things you'd like me to do in a review. I'm hoping to do some more long-term reviews on lighting and some of the other tech that I review. And so if you like this style of video but you're maybe hoping I cover something else, please comment that down below, because that really helps me to know what specific details you would like me to cover. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure doing this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.